There's a thunderstorm tonight, so it doesn't look like we're going out. So, do you want to play with some makeup? I could put some on you. I promise I won't poke you in the eye like I did myself. You can see it right there. Actually, it was because of Fight Club, but I'm not supposed to talk about it. So, you mentioned before you don't have any makeup brushes. So, what I did was I brought an assortment of makeup brushes with me, and we can try different ones out on you. You can see how they feel, see what they're like, and whichever ones you like the best, I'll let you keep. Since you've been such a good friend to me, I want to return the favor. Right, so let's get started. Let me show you what makeup brushes I brought with me. I don't normally store my makeup brushes in this canvas brush case. This is actually for my paintbrushes. But I put my makeup brushes in this case so that I could transport them and get them to you safely. Here is a representation of pretty much every type of cosmetic brush available that I have to demonstrate on you. You don't necessarily need every single one of these brushes. You just need a couple from different categories that do different things for you. These brushes are in different types of fibers. The fibers are different textures, different sizes, they do different things, and we'll go over all of this today. For example, starting in our top row, these brushes up here are mainly for powder applications, like your translucent powders, your highlighting powders, contour powders. Here's a stippling brush. And the different textures of the brush fibers will feel different on your skin. So when I try them out on you, you can decide what you think feels the best, and that will be the one I give you. Now, you don't necessarily have to spend a whole lot of money on a good makeup brush. I have makeup brushes in here that really didn't cost a whole lot, like these down here, these oval brushes. There's a company that makes a really expensive version of these brushes, but I got these pretty cheaply. I got them off the internet, off of Amazon, and I am quite satisfied with the way they perform. And I'll demonstrate these for you as well. I love the way these brushes feel. I'll show you. The fiber is so densely packed, and it's so soft. I like how this handle is flexy. Don't know why it has to be flexy, but it kind of feels good when you're applying the makeup onto your skin. It just has that little bit of bounce to it. We have foundation and concealer brushes. And you'll notice that brushes that have more of a shiny, glossy finish, like this one, these are mainly for applying liquid or cream cosmetic products such as liquid foundation or concealer. I also have some specialty brushes here. For example, this fan brush. Now this is actually a paintbrush. I got this from an art supply store because it was a superb quality brush that I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for. And you can use a fan brush like this for your makeup application as well, because the fibers on this particular brush are very soft. And just remember, you can't actually use it for painting. Once it becomes a makeup brush, it stays a makeup brush. Other specialty brushes include a smudging brush for making a smoky eye. I have eyebrow brushes here, eyelash combing brushes. I have lip brushes that stay in their case so that if you want to carry them in your purse and they have lipstick on the bristles, you're not getting lipstick inside your purse. So, let's begin. So, before I start putting makeup on your face, what I'm going to do is moisturize your face really well because it helps the makeup go on smoother. If you kind of think of your face as like a sponge, and you want the cells to be nice and plump so that the makeup just lays on nicer. So I brought some moisturizing lotion with me. I'm using this on you today. It really doesn't matter what kind of face lotion you use as long as it's lotion for the face. Get some in there. Okay. Just put it on your cheeks. And on your chin. And on your forehead. There we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do is kind of do something to you similar to what I've done to myself tonight. So now I'm going to put on the primer. And what primer does is it creates a smooth canvas on your skin so the makeup lays down smoother, and it makes your foundation stick better. I have several different primers. I brought this one with me because it's a small little container. It was easy to carry. Squirt some out there. Oh, running low. There we go. Ooh, last drop. There it is. Okay. some there. And there. This stuff is really good. It fills in all your pores, makes everything look really smooth. It makes the makeup last a lot longer than if you didn't use primer. Okay. All right, you are prepped and primed and ready to go. So I'm going to now put foundation on you, and sometimes like I'll put eyeshadow on first and then foundation if I'm using like a darker eyeshadow, because when you put dark eyeshadow on and then it drifts down, you can use the foundation to try to clean it up. But I think I'm going to go with a neutral eye for you, so it's okay if I do the foundation first. There won't be, if there's fallout, you can't tell. It'll just blend right in. Let's shake this bottle up. Get into the bottom of it. Right. And now this is where the brushes come in. Let me show you what foundation brushes I brought. There's that one and this one. Foundation brushes are brushes that have like a slick fiber on the body of the bristles, and then they're kind of soft at the tips. There's a side view. And they're really good for grabbing hold of liquids or creams and putting it on your skin evenly. And you want the bristles to be compact and very close together so you don't leave any brush marks or streaks. And they come in different sizes. Like here's a smaller one if you're just doing touch-up. And here's an even smaller one if you want to dot on concealer. I have another brush for concealer. I'll show it to you. It looks like this. It's almost like a toothbrush. It's from a set of oval brushes I bought, and this is really good for just kind of dotting concealer on your face. So I will try the big one out on you first. So get some foundation going. All right. How does that feel? I'm putting on just a real thin layer at a time. You really don't want to go on too thick right away. You don't need to because you've got the primer on. Now I'm going to try this brush on your other side. So dip it in foundation and go in there. You like the bigger one better? Yeah, I think the bigger one works better. If you look at the two, let's see, put this down. If you look at the two of them, I don't know how you can tell, but the tips of these bristles are kind of split, and that's called flagging. And a good makeup brush is flagged on the tips of the bristles, and what that does is it picks up more product and it puts it on more evenly and more gently, whereas a brush like this has just been cut. The bristles have just been cut into shape. So they're cheaper to make that way, but you don't have that flagging. Whereas if a bristle's been flagged, either the bristles have been arranged by size and put together in the ferrule that way, or they've been put in and then mechanically flagged on the ends. So there's different ways to do it, but you want to look for flagging. So I'll let you have this one. In fact, I brought you a little bucket to put your brush, your brand new brush collection that you're gonna have. You can put it in here. I use one like this myself. I like the little holes in it. And these holes are good for when you wash your brushes and the hairs are still damp. You can put them in here and airflow gets in and they can still dry. And look, it has a handle. So let's see, a little bit of concealer. There we go. So I'll dab the concealer on first, and then I'll just kind of blend it in with a concealer brush. Just a little dab right there on your chin, and just one right over here next to your nose. Okay. And that other one. There we go. Perfection. I'll put this in your basket too. All right, your foundation is on. You're nice and concealed. And at this point is where I do contouring, which I haven't been doing for very long. I have a contour kit that comes with instructions. Tells you how to do it. Let's see. I don't know why all of them tell you to make your forehead shorter, except for one. It's like, when did everybody's foreheads get too big, you know? Other than when I was little, my brother and I were little, he used to make fun of me. He would tell me that my forehead was so big it was actually a 5 head. So, but that's what little brothers do. They're supposed to torment you. It's actually written on their birth certificate, their instructions when they come out. Torment your older sister. So, for contouring, I have contour brushes. I have these oval, I call them face toothbrushes, but these are super, super soft. Here, feel. Isn't that nice? It's like being brushed with unicorn manes. There's a really expensive version of these brushes. This is not them, but yeah, these are actually really cheap. I got these off the internet, and I'm actually quite happy with them. They work really well. You can use the bigger one to smooth out your foundation if you want. It just kind of glides on. Isn't that soft? Glides on gently. And this one is a little bit looser. You see how it's got more poof to it? And this one's also a contouring brush, but it just kind of, you know, puts the contouring on a little bit lighter. And it lets you kind of, you know, just have a light touch with it. So I'm going to use this one on you and see if you like the way it feels. We'll start by cutting in some cheekbones for you. One right here and one right here. I'm terrible at contouring myself because I don't know why I do this. I always make one cheekbone like way higher or way lower than the other, and I end up looking lopsided. It's a mess. I always do a better job when I'm doing somebody else. Just want to go shoot on that side, and then shoot on that side. We'll do another little thing here because you want to basically make a number 3, like whoosh, whoosh, like that, but not too much, just real subtle. Right there, right there. Okay, and with the hay, I'll just put some on your forehead too, because everybody's doing it. Just a little tap there and there. It's not much, it's barely noticeable. And then I'm going to blend it out with one of the face toothbrushes, and I'm going to use this size for you. So I'll just kind of, my hair's sticking to my lipstick. I'm just going to buff that out. I like to make like circular motions when I do it. And just softly make sure you don't have any harsh lines. You just want a gentle transition from the shadow area as it turns that curve. You want it to be really, really a soft transition. Okay, and then the part I did up here, make that fade into the rest of the foundation. You want to make this side, make sure it's even. Yeah, a little more. Do more here. Alright. And then your forehead. Blend that into your hairline really well. There we go. And let's see, make sure I did it right. Let me check the directions. Let's see how it's using this one. Okay. Oh, the nose contour. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I'm gonna practice on you. I'm gonna give you this brush though. All right. Now it says here to make a pouty lip, you put a little bit of contour under this lip right here. So, a smaller face toothbrush. There we go. Smaller face toothbrush. And I'm just gonna go right under here. There we go. Now let's do your nose. All right, okay. So we're gonna do a real gentle contour line down one side, right over here, and then another contour line right down the other side, right over here. You know what, I think this brush might be too big for that. I'll let you have this one for your other, other size contour, but I'll find a smaller one for your nose. Oh, here we go. How about this one? Let's see. Okay. Okay, I gotta line it up straight. I better use both hands for this. Okay. All right, here we go, here we go. Yeah, close enough. And now we kind of blend it out. Just gonna wipe off this brush, my towel. Buff that out. You can barely tell it's there. I actually never contour my nose because, I mean, I got a schnozzle. So what I do is I put foundation on it so that it matches the rest of this color in this area, and then I just kind of hope that it fades into the background. There we go. So once the contouring is done, then we do highlighter. All right, we need a highlighter brush. So you get this too. I have yet another face toothbrush. And it's the right size because I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna go subtle with the highlights on the top of your cheekbones and just a smidge here between your eyebrows and some right down the bridge of your nose. And I will make sure I follow the directions. So, okay, we want to do the cheekbones on the top. There we go. Then the other one. And then the forehead. Okay. Your nose. Boop. And boop, right there at the tip. And what else? Okay. And then it says here, you put some right above your Cooper bow to make your upper lip seem poutier. So I guess it works with the contour below. So it's like upper shiny, down below contoured. I'll just give you a shiny mustache. No, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna put it here on the top of your lip. I won't give you a glowing mustache. I gave you a glowing mustache. I'm sorry. Let me just go in there with, just like I have a little cloth. Sorry about that. There. And no harm, no foul. Okay. So you get to keep this too. Now I'm going to do your eye makeup. And I'm going to use the same colors on you that I used on me. So what I've got going on is I used this light color here, and I started just kind of shading in my crease. So I have a special brush that does that. There we go. It's a crease brush, and it's really soft. It feels good on your skin. So let's start there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke myself in the eye again. I go from like right above where the brow bone goes in, right there, that area, that crease area. I go just above it, and for this look, I kind of went like from almost to the end of my eyebrow, and I kind of went around the crease, and then I connected it almost to the end of my eyebrow right there. I didn't do it too much. Just give it just a touch like that. Okay. The other side. There we go. And they both match, so good. Now I'm putting this in your basket for you. Now I come in with an eyeshadow brush. I like this one right here for putting on eyeshadow because the bristles are just stiff enough so that it lays the pigment down exactly where you want it, but it's soft enough that it feels good. It doesn't hurt when you put it on your eyelid. And for the eye color, for myself, I used this shimmery color right there. It's called Honey Pots by Too Faced. Okay. All right, you want to close this eye for me? Yeah, you don't want to leave it open. I have a history of poking out eyes. There we go. There we go. Let's even that up a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to fill in your eyebrows just a little bit. You really don't need them filled in too much. We'll just give it just a little bit of shoosh. I've got some this eyebrow powder. This is like a waxy, thicker one on that side, and this is more powdery. Since you really don't need that much, I'm going to use the waxier one. And the brush that I'm using is this real stiff bristled brush. You can almost hear how stiff it is. That. See? And it's really, really stiff, so when you put the eyebrow stuff on your eyebrows, when you put your when you do your eyebrows, you can kind of like scrub it in there, which is what I do. I kind of like just really, work it in there so it's not just big streaks of color. Didn't make that even, so let me fix that. Well, we're not going anywhere tonight anyway, right? Yeah, okay. I will put this one in your basket as a consolation prize for what I just did to your eyebrows. All right, let's do some eyeliner. And I love this stuff right here. It's just a gel, a black gel eyeliner. And what I've got here, it's something very similar to the eyebrow brush, but it's a lot softer and the bristles are more bendy. See? A little bit different in sound. And I'll just put a little bit on the end of the bristles. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do from the inner corner of your eye around to the outer corner of your eye, and I'm just gonna kind of like not draw it on, but push it in place just to make sure it's even. That's how I do it. I kind of like do dots, like dot, 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 and then you can kind of, you know, smudge it around a little bit to connect the dots. That's how I do it. It's my hack, if you will. Yeah, you might want to close your eyes for this one too. Oh, that wasn't too bad. If you want, you can do a wing out to the side if you want. I'm not gonna try it tonight. I'm so bad at doing wings. I'm terrible at it. I can never get my wings to go in the same angle. Like one will be up here, then one will be shooting out sideways. It's awful. So I just avoid it. There we go. Now I'm going to do your lip. So I'll be using a nice neutral color similar to what I've got on myself. I have a little bit of a gloss over this, but we'll keep yours matte if you want. And this lip brush is what I shall use to apply it. Ooh, look at that. Lipstick brushes are, they have short bristles, and the bristles are close together because lipstick tends to be a little bit of a stiffer type of liquid, so you want control to determine putting it on accurately. And also the great thing about lip brushes is if you're getting low in your tube of lipstick, you can dip the lip brush down into the tube and scrape off every last little bit. I'm going to color that out so it's nice and even. Go like this, sorry. Right across there. There we go. Okay, right there. Oh, yes, very nice. All right, for blushes, we have brushes that look like this. They're about this size. The bristles are more floofy than what we've been using up till now. They're very soft bristles. I have several different types of blush brushes. I have this one and this one. I think I'm gonna try, let me see how this feels on you. Okay, I'll try this one on this side. That one's softer, isn't it? This one right here. So I'll give you this one once I put your blush on. I'm using this color on you. It's what I have on right now. I like to tap off the excess, so I just go. There we go. And just swirl that on the apples of your cheeks and go up your cheekbone. Just kind of blend it in there. Other side. Swirl. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. It's even. Good. So I'll put this in your basket. Okay. Now what I do, the last step that I do when I do my makeup is I put like a loose powder on, and what that does is it unifies the makeup and it sets everything in place to make it last a little bit longer. So I've got, remember the Bare Minerals, remember the Bare Minerals commercial on TV, that lady who was selling it? Let's see, let me get my brush here. She was all about the kabuki brush. And remember how she would say, you just swirl, tap, and brush. So now when I can't get that commercial out of my head, it is stuck in my head forever. So I'm going to swirl, tap, and brush. And kabuki brushes are, they're floofy. And this one had a little tiny handle on that. They're good for giving you like a nice veil of powder to kind of give you, they're really good at giving you like a soft focus look. You can use this one, or I have a full-size face brush. This thing is huge. The full-size powder brushes are a lot looser and a lot softer. They do a good job too. I like them both. So I'm going to try this one and this one on you. There we go. Swirl, tap. There we go. Under your chin and your nose. There we go. That was so soft, wasn't it? I love this one. And the kabuki brush feels like this. I'll get that little spot I missed here. It's hard to decide, isn't it? Tell you what I'll do. I will let you have my big floofy brush. And I actually got this especially for you. Look at this. It's like a kabuki brush that sits in its own little stand. Like that. Isn't that cute? It's almost like art. And this feels really good too, feel. Isn't that nice? Let's see how we look. Ah, gorgeous. You look really, really good.